action.
Action, here we go. Stamps, foam stamps.
Foam stamps, fun foam stamps. What did we call them?
Well, what I want to call them is fabulous folk art florals, but in reality, I think we decided on folk art florals.
Folk Art Florals.
But the alliteration works either way.
It does, but it's an awful lot of syllables. It's like Italian.
Why use 2 syllables when you could use 20?
When you could use 20.
Yeah, why not, right? But you know what the best part about these is? It's how easy they are to work with. One of the things that I think is the most interesting is, as we get going here, Elizabeth will talk about how these stamps came about. I think what you didn't mention, I didn't hear it, she actually hand carved these stamps and stamped a skirt with them. And then decided, you forgot that part, didn't you?
Well, I said that I hand carved them, but I forgot that I stamped the skirt. And if you want to see that video, it's in the upper right hand corner. I never know whether to point here or there though, because the video is flipped, and then there's
it'll be in the
it's
upper
in
right.
the upper right hand corner. I'll make a link to that video where I actually carved these stamps and then put them on my denim skirt.
Absolutely.
So now you can put them on your denim skirt without any carving.
That's right.
Or any art related injuries. Well, carving stamps can be dangerous.
If you're not careful, it certainly can
Yes,
be.
it can be. So this is a lot easier. I did all the dangerous work for you.
Yes, you did.
All right.
Let's
Want to
go
go
do it.
stamp? Let's do
go
it.
stamp.
So these fun folk art flowers are actually designs that were originally hand carved by me in a speedball carving material. And then I stamped them, and then I photographed the stamp impressions to create these foam stamps. So they were originally based on hand-carved stamps, which is kind of neat for me. And I also like the mid-century modern kind of feel and the folk art feel of these shapes. And I intentionally made the flowers separate from the leaves so you could do them in 2 colors. I think that's important to note. So you've got a stem here, and then you've got a flower that you can do so that you can do separate colors. And then you've got stems you can double up, like this one, for example. You could put this stem and then a flower, and then you could go higher with the stem and put another flower on the top. So if you wanted to make a big, long vertical, you could do that. And that was my idea behind the pieces and parts, is that you could incorporate them. And then also, I know someone's going to ask me about this circle, this oval. So the idea behind the oval was to make a solid color that you could sort of offset one of these on. Like Barb did with this one. She had the oval behind sort of that tulip. So the idea was to also that you could layer it with this one, and you could layer it with the dots. So this is just sort of a nice generic shape that you can add a 2-tone layering to. But yeah, so the pieces and parts allows you to make a lot of different colors in your stamping, and have some colorful flexibility. So I'm going to be stamping on the envelopes. What size are they again?
A7. Sorry, I had to think.
A7 envelopes, because they fit the 5x7 panel card, so they make great Astro Bright colors for the panel cards. So as much fun as we have on the inside of the envelope, we should also have on the outside of the envelope. I'm trying to make sure I have them right side up, because I've been known to stamp them upside down. But that just adds to the fun for the end receiver, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, so I'm going to show you the this oval. Let's play with that first. So I'm working on the gel plate. I like to use the gel plate as my tool to add the color. Put out a little bit of color, roll it out. You can either brayer it directly onto the stamp, or a little of both, where I like to put it in there and make sure you got good coverage on the whole surface. And then I'll do this over here, because you can always put your address on the back. And there's that circle. So then the next thing I'm going to do is add the smaller leaves that will most likely go off the bottom. So we'll put that over here. I'm going to have to do the old Barb thing with my finger, because my brayer is dirty.
Uh-oh.
And I don't have anything to roll it out on. Here we go. Oh my God.
Would you like me to get you a piece of rice paper so you can roll off?
Yeah. Because if I put green in my orange, I'm going to end up with brown.
Not appropriate in this circumstance.
No. Okay, so I'm on the other end of the brayer here. So here's my green. Thank you.
You're welcome. Roll off.
You're a fantastic assistant. So here's my green. And I'm gonna put that right underneath my oval here. How fun is that? It's fun just like that.
Oh, look how cute.
Right? And while I have that green, I might as well do my green on here with this one.
There was a lot of that. Oh, look how cute.
Look how
going on
cute.
here, right?
Yeah, we did say that a lot.
Because they're so bloody cute.
Barb said that a lot. She was real excited about them. So here I'm going to add some lighter green and go for, this is my favorite. I don't know what it is about this long shape.
It's curvy, and I think we all love curvy, but it's also, kind of eucalyptus leaf.
Oh yeah, it does look like eucalyptus. I have to say, that is true. So you can get two-tone green on here. Barb's real good about that, putting the two-tone down. You know, the dark green with the light green. So here we've got this long one, and we'll put that on the blue. And oh my goodness, we can't even, oh well, we can bend it. We can bend it a little bit. But I felt like we could take.
What about if you do it on, I was gonna say, if you do it on the back? So
If I do it on the back the long way?
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
well, all right, I'm gonna run out. Yeah, this will make me happy, like this. It's gonna run off the bottom because it's really tall and long, but oh, look at that. That's fun with the bend. And while we have still paint on this, we might as well put it on this one too, right? Put it right here, the other end of it.
There you go.
Oh, the mailman's gonna be so happy. Okay, so we got that, and hopefully this is dry. Yep, getting there. Okay, so then we'll add a little color, and we'll do this one. Let's do this in purple. No, teal, I think. I think that would be good. We'll roll the color off the brayer here. So a bit of that light teal will probably look good on this one, I think. So again, you need to put the paint out a little thicker than you would for normal gel printing. And I'm gonna add that to the middle of this one. And there's no right or wrong way to line the flowers up with the stems. There's no rhyme or reason. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. Aww. Oh, and then these dots. How fun are these? These are just random dots, a ways for you to add some more pattern. Put those over here. Everybody loves polka dots.
Well,
We put the mail address right there. Run out of room for that. Look at that. We can make a polka dot pattern across the back.
look at you go.
Look at that. I would love to get a letter in the mail that had that on it.
Well,
All right.
To self.
Note to self. I should send myself a letter. All right. Oh, look. Oh, we got to make sure we're going this way. No upside down. Okay, so a little blue. I'm just having fun with this, Barb.
I know. Well, this is why I was going, oh, I'm having so much fun all morning.
All morning.
Yeah.
They're kind of whimsical shapes, you know? We get a little teal on there. I'll do a little ombre. Barb loves that. She's much better at it than me. Okay, so there's this, but we're running out of room for him. He's just going to have to go right off the top. Envelope.
Is that one over the top? Oh,
Yeah.
Pun intended, sorry.
I'll put him off to the side like this. That's fun. And over here. Oop. So that's that fun tulip. And then we have another stem and that fluffy one. But I think this will look fun over the oval. So we've got this one. A little fun with that one. Actually, you know what? We could use that dot to make a... Ooh. Up there.
It's like berries.
Yeah, it's like berries. There you go. So that's cute. So you want to go a lot lighter than or darker than the orange circle. So we'll go darker, I think. I think the purple will go darker. I didn't do a real good job of laying that color out. Oh, but that gives you a little ombre. So we'll see if that stands up over this. And again, no rhyme or reason, no specific way to line these up. Yay, look at that. So that was the intended use of the solid oval, is that it can just add some fun color behind some of the flower stamps themselves. So there you go. And Barb's going to get into some more exciting details, but this is just me messing around with envelopes. I'm going to mail one of these to myself because Barb never mails me a card. So I have to do it. I have to do a to me from me, but that's okay.
It's one of my many shortcomings.
It's okay. I know you,
I love you despite the fact that I'm not demonstrative about it by sending cards. How's that?
well, you have only about 450,000 cards that we've made together. I don't know who you're sending them to, but nobody.
Exactly. Here are some examples of the panel cards that I stamped earlier today. Number 7 panel cards, these measure 5 by 7, and a number 10 panel card is about 4 by almost 10, I think. It fits in a number 10 envelope. These fit in an A7 envelope. So Elizabeth has shown you how to stamp. You don't need to see me show you how to do that as well. I wanted to give you some ideas about how you might use them and ways that you can kind of embellish them. So when you stamp, let me find one here. When you stamp one of these, you can see that you've got just your basic outlines. And I've started to do a little bit of the sketchy line work around it. But when you look at this versus this, there's obviously a difference because those sketchy lines around the edge really help that stand out. So for this, I just use a Pitt superfine pen. If you've got Micron that you love, then by all means use that. I don't want to use anything too thick because I want to keep this reasonably delicate. So when I do this, honestly, it is a lot of sketchy movement. I don't care if the lines all touch. I don't care if I stay on the edge of the stamped element. All I care about is putting a little bit of a border out there so it kind of separates that stamped image away from the background. Now for something like this, if I could get this up, there's obviously no background competition here because this is just a piece of watercolor paper. But I still think that the sketchy business around it is effective. And it was really important here because these two pieces, this is that oval, and this is the little tulip that goes on top of it, because these were similar colors, making this top piece stand out from that oval in the back was really important, and the way to do that was with those, what I feel is those sketchy lines. And while that's not super obvious, you can come back. So this is a Pitt, excuse me, this is not a Pitt, this is a Posca PC1M. This is this really, really fine tip. So that's what I do here. I can come in and I can put these lines in right on top of the ones that I made with the Pitt pen, and it really makes it kind of interesting. Posca's great for many things, including simple things like dots. So if I bring in these two, you can see that I've done a lot of dotting here, and I think that this is important to kind of dress these up. Now you could do plain dots, and then you just dot inside of them. I can dot here. All of these little bits go into making this so much more interesting. We talked about, or Elizabeth talked about, these dots and the oval, and I showed you one example of how you can layer the oval, but the oval and the dots work really well all by themselves. So when I was playing this morning, I went ahead and I did this, and though the colors are similar to the background, the way to make them stand up off the background is to do something around them. Particularly these two stamps from the Folk Art Florals have uses beyond just in combination with those other stamps. So we now have panel cards and envelopes that fit in them beautifully. All you have to do is address this, maybe put a little bit of sketchy stuff on here, and you're good to go. I mean, you can see, I think that this makes a huge difference, and you can see, super easy to do. Put your address in, put your return address up here, and you're good to go. Ready.
Okay. So now we've made a pile of cards and a pile of envelopes that Barb will never mail to me. But anyway, hopefully you will make cards and mail them to your loved ones, or stamp them on your skirt.
Or stamp them on your journal pages. That's the other thing that we didn't actually get a chance to talk about, but the numbers of ways that you can use these is
Numbers.
Numbers.
You know what, I just had a thought. What if we stamped them all over my luggage, on my suitcase? I should stamp them all over my suitcase.
There you go.
Then I'd see it coming.
There you go. That works.
Awesome. All right. Bye.